What is going on, guys? My name is Moosey and this is the Sony A7R Mark II review for 2020. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the Sony A7R Mark II and is it still relevant in 2020? I mean, like the A7R Mark V is out. Why would you go buy an A7R Mark II? What is going on, guys? My name is Moosey. I am a photographer, cinematographer, graphic designer, motion designer, developer. I'm a lot of things, but I've been using this camera professionally as a photographer and videographer as my B camera for a good 3 years now. I bought it in 2017 and it's held itself pretty good. So is this thing any good in 2020? Yes and no. If you're used to something better, no. But if you have something that's not better or worse, then yes, by all means, it's going to be a great camera. There's some better options out there, in 2020 for the same price range. But if you're looking for a top-notch photography camera that can do great video, it's definitely this one. Or, the Mark III or the Mark IV. But I'm just reviewing this one, why would you buy the Mark II if the Mark III and Mark IV are out? God damn. In any case, in terms of video, 4K it crops in a little bit compared to my A7S Mark II, which shoots at full frame. This one shoots at a little bit of a crop. Super 35mm, I think. Now, the Sony A7R lineup is the Pro Photography mirrorless camera system from Sony that's full frame with an E-mount lens. Like this 90mm macro, it's full frame, it's huge. Can you see my eyes? I can't see anything. Anyways, this camera has been out for almost 5 years now, 4.5-ish years. Is it still relevant? Because I try and look back at myself when I was getting this camera. I wasn't able to go buy the brand new A7R Mark IV or Mark III that was out at the time when I got this in 2017. So I kind of looked at the different models, and the A7R Mark II was priced great for the specs that it had and for what I needed, which was real estate photography primarily. So this camera kind of nailed it, and it was a great price for the specs. To be able to get a full frame camera that's 42 megapixels, that's great in low light with such high resolution for under 3,000 Canadian is just top notch, baby. Now, with that being said, this camera is dust and moisture resistant. So if you live in a place like Canada that's wet and rainy and foggy and snowy and icy all the time, it's gonna be great to go outside in the rain, and not worry too much that, oh my god, I got wet, because it gets wet all the time. So, who is this camera for? Because this is one of 3 setups that Sony has. The A7R is primarily for photos, the A7S is primarily for videos, and the A7 is a hybrid in between both that doesn't know how to do either. Oh, well, it does both actually very well. Look at the A7 Mark III. So this is more aimed towards photographers. I would say real estate, photographers that do a little bit of video, or if your workflow consists of 70%, 100% photography, this is for you, but you can do video. I wouldn't suggest it being your main video camera because, something like the A7S Mark II is a better video camera just because of the low light. Here, low light in photography is going to be amazing, but in video it's going to be meh. As to where here, photography on the A7S II is garbage, but video in low light is great. So keep that in mind. So this camera is really mostly for someone that wants to take pictures that are high quality, that need to print on large prints, or you just want the pictures to look crispy. What do you want me to tell you? And you could also do a little bit of video. Slow motion and normal 4K internally. Now, to the bad things. The battery is garbage. I go through maybe 2 or 3 batteries a day if I'm like shooting videos or photos. Yeah, photos actually take more power, surprisingly, because I just tend to just like, you know, actually that's not very fast. Actually, that was the second point. The continuous shooting on this thing is very slow. Well, it's not slow when you hear it like that compared to the first one, but it's only 5 frames per second, which is pretty slow. So for the people that wanna, you know, go out and get some birds or sports, it's not the best camera. This is more like a sniper. You have to really aim it, take your time, and bang. You know what? Here, you really gotta aim it. Boom. You see, that's a killer frame, baby. That's a killer frame. It's not that killer. It's not even in focus, but... And you know, for that kind of stuff, like, it's pretty good camera. Sony, focus. All things considered, I think it's more of a commercial photography camera. For a person that wants to shoot products or models in a controlled environment where there's a lot of light and everything is controlled, because you're gonna see everything with this camera. And when I say everything, I really mean everything. Like, the amount of dust that I see with this camera is just ridiculous. So you're gonna have to really be in a controlled environment where you clean up the place, make sure that it's not dusty, because you're gonna see it with this camera. Now, is it worth it in 2020? Absolutely. You can find some online under 2,500 Canadian, which means it's gonna be less than 2,000 US. It's guaranteed under 2,000 US. That's it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, also give it a thumbs up, because, you know, it's my first review video, like, ever. I'll see you tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, but hopefully sometime soon. Peace.